Slopestyle events, there is always
博总今天抵达北京，火种欢迎仪式在奥林匹克里隆重举行。总台邀请。
Welcome aboard the Winter Games Express. I am Lin Lin, your host for today. Now, I hope you enjoyed that video produced by CGTN in collaboration with 4 talented musicians. It's called Embrace, and it's specially dedicated to the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. Now, a little bit about our program. This broadcast is a live streaming to you from the world's first 5G-enabled studio inside a bullet train traveling between the cities of Zhangjiakou and Beijing. And today we are joined by 2 special guests in the studio with us. Please introduce yourself. 跟我们观众打一下招呼。
Thank you for your opening, Lin. It's so exciting to be on board this high-speed railway train. My name is Mulai Xu. I'm a lawyer in a US-based international law firm, and I'm also a CSIA certified ski instructor. I'm a big fan of ice and snow sports, so I'm so delighted to be invited here and have the opportunity to actually participate in 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics as a home audience.
Thank you for joining us. And Liu Wei.
谢谢主持人
Thank you
邀请
for
和这
your
个介绍。
kind
我是
invitation and
一
introduction.
名音乐老师
I
来自
am
梅
a
纳音乐
music teacher.
然后也是一名歌手。
I am also a
今天
singer.
很高兴能够受
It
邀来到这里
gives me great delight to
感
join
受
you
一
in
趟
this
这个
studio
列车的
to
从张家口
enjoy the
从冬
glamour
奥
of the 5G high-speed
这
rail
个地
train
点给大
that
家直播
commutes
给大家
from
这个讨
Zhangjiakou
论
to
音乐
Beijing
和运动的关系。
and to
Now,
discuss
today
with you
is
the
the
relationship
second
between
last day
sports
of
and music.
The 2022 Winter Olympic Games here in Beijing, but it's also the second last day of our special program here in this particular express. I mean, in the past 2 weeks, we have seen a lot of tremendous performances by the athletes. They are breaking their own personal records, making history. So that has been really exciting
Right,
to watch
exactly.
on TV. But for today, I want to focus on more on the cultural aspects of the Winter Games. So we will be talking about how music and winter sports is related, in particular with a focus on figure skating. 那今天呢，我们就会讨论一些关于这个冬季奥运会和音乐相关的一些话题。
是的。
我想问一下大家哈，就是首先我们谈论到这个就是 figure skating 的时候。What sort of music or what sort of instrument comes to mind？ 什么样子的音乐或者什么样子的这个乐器会出现在你的脑海里面？
我觉得想到极
Well,
限运动，想到
And talking
滑雪
about extreme
我觉得首
sports
先
like
就是
skiing,
会让我想到
it reminds
弦
me
乐
of
因为弦乐跟 雪
the
我觉得
music
是很契合的弦乐的声音
it
会
reminds
让
me
让
of
人
the
联想
string
到
music
浪
because
漫的
it
感觉
fits the
然后
extreme
冰雪
sports so
一望
well.
无际这种空间感
It's
所以
about
通常
romance.
我们去
It's
看到
about the
滑雪的运动员
boundless
或者是花样
ice and
滑冰
snow.
他们
So
选用的背景音乐可
The
能都是
background
和
music
弦乐有
of
关系
figure
和
skating
交响乐有关系
is mostly about
小提琴
string
或者是
music,
大提琴这样子
like
的
the
像
fiddle.
我会浮现出脑海里面的是那个天鹅湖 Swan
Yes,
Lake
for me,
对
it
对对
reminds
非
me
常
of
经典的
Swan
一首
Lake
曲目他们
芭蕾
芭蕾，然后
And also
gliding on the
ballet.
ice 这样子。那
Classical music and very elegantly, yeah.
那对于你呢 ，like what comes to mind for you?
First, I will think about classical music, as I mentioned, because I think figure skating is kind of very beautiful and elegant sports, and classical music can perfectly match this kind of sports. And I also noticed that recently more and more athletes will choose pop music, and so I will also reminder of the kind of popular music as well.
So speaking of music, I know Li Laoshi, you've prepared a song for us in related to snow, right?
Okay.
所以你给我们带来一段小小的曲目。
OK，今天也是很荣
Yeah.
幸来到这里。
I'm
也
very
准备了
glad
一小
to be
段
in
音
this
乐
studio, so I
和
prepared
大
a
家分
small
享。
excerpt and to play for you.
爱是忧郁的深蓝，爱是生动的翠绿，
爱。
Love is blue. Love
是
is
你的
green.
双眼，
Love is your eyes.
爱是纯洁的白雪，
Love is pure
爱
white
是火
snow.
红的朝阳，爱
Life is the sunrise.
是不可预知的未来。卡拉
Love
米
is
拉，
the unforeseen future.
卡拉米拉，在这纷繁世界里
In this，wonderful
我难
world
免着迷又迷惑。卡拉米拉。
I miss you so much.
Color my life， 给我闪耀的瞬间，让我用
You
这
bring
一
me the
生
shining moments.
爱着你。
I hold you endear to me.
Wow, so beautiful
谢谢
against
一
the
首
backdrop outside the window with the snow， 在外面的雪景这样子弹唱，真的是特别的优美。
对我也第一次有这样的体验。
Yeah, that's my
很值
first
很值
experience.
得，会
to
让我
play
想
in
象
such a
到
background.
就是这种 figure skater 在冰雪上面慢慢的滑过，甚至你可能有的时
It
候会听到
reminds
他们
me
的
of
这
the
个
image where a
skates
figure
踩出雪的
skating
这
a
个声
skater
音对吧？
slides
但
slowly
你
on
们
the
知道
ice.
吗？Like music hasn't always been a part of figure skating， 就是音乐并不是一直伴随着我们花滑的这样子的一个比赛。所以 I want you guys and the audience to take a guess, when was music first incorporated into the figure skating program at the Winter's Olympic？ 我们猜一下什么时候是这个音乐跟冬奥会相结合的？我有3个选项。It's
Make a wild guess when
1908。
has when did the music
第二个是
combine with
1924
figure skating?
1924年。The third one is 1932 1932年。
哦
你们觉得这3个年份 which one？
I guess it's 1932 maybe.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
one guess. What about you?
我原本以为会是
I thought
19世纪，没想到是
Maybe in the
19th
19th century, but
那
the
我
three options
猜 B 吧。
are
Okay,
all about
1924.
the 20th
Actually,
century.
she is correct. 她是
really?
对的。
So I
对
guess
So for
1924.
1908 is the first year when figure skating became a part of the Olympic Games, but that was the Summer Olympic Games in London. 就是1908年是 figure skating 第一次融入到奥运会，但是是伦敦的夏季奥运会。And then 1924 is the year when it officially got transferred into the Winter Olympic Games. 1924年呢是这个花滑第一次永久性的进入到这个冬季奥运会的部分。And then 1932 is the year when music became a part of figure skating. So before that, like the skaters were actually just showing their moves on ice without any music
Oh, really?
accompanying. 就是完
How
全
could that be?
对啊，就是全部都是纯技术的这个展现，你可能就看到他们
It's purely
爬出去然后
about the
spin 这样子
technology
然后 and back
demonstrations.
then, probably men could only do double axles,
Double.
只能跳2圈. But now people are trying for
Four.
four axles,
Yeah.
right? So it's a tremendous development since then. 对 but in terms of the music played on during the competition is actually performed by a live band. 是由一个现场乐队在这个观众席里面为大家演奏。And say if there are 12 figure skater competing for the games, they would be dancing to the same music all along. That music would be played on loop. 会一直循环的演奏，然后12个人都跳同一首的曲目。对 so take a guess at the type of music that was being played. 你们有任何的这个想象吗？
我觉得可能
I thought
如果每一个选手都跳
If
同一
each
样的
player
音乐
dances
可能更
to
注
the
重
same
于
music.
这项运动的一个竞技性，因为大家在同样一个
The,
框
the
架下面，
music
相
is
当于一
more
个
about the
命题作文。
competition nature
啊
of the
这样的话，
game
裁判似乎能够更
than the
容
judge
易拿捏这个比分，怎么样
can
给分
make。a better
那如果
judgment.
说把这个选曲的自由给到
if
不同的选手
the
大家可以自由
decision
地
power
选
it lies
择
in the
可能
hands
会更
of the
倾向于
players,
这项运动的一个观赏性
then
或者
and the
是一
game
个
is
艺
more
术性
about the
And
art.
our producer actually prepared that music that was being played in 1932. It's called a Orpheus in the Underworld. 所以我们来听一下这首曲目，欣赏一下他们当时是滑的什么样子的音乐。
好的。
It's like a symphony, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And lots of energy to
So
it.
is it a live concert?
It's a live band
Oh,
that was
wow.
playing on site for the figure skaters.
Uh-huh.
对. So now, so back to our question. Do you think they should have the choice? I mean, the skaters should have the choice to decide what kind of music to skate to?
So for me, I definitely think the athletes should be able to choose their own music because through music selection, they can show their own cultural background and personal character. And so I also noticed that a lot of American and European athletes will choose jazz music, while Asian athletes sometimes choose music with Oriental characteristics, like liangzhu or turandot. Those are always be used in world-class competitions.
Right, I
Yeah.
remember like Liang Zhu
Yeah,
being
yeah, yeah.
performed by Chen Lu back in
Yes,
1998. That's
Incredible.
the piece that she danced to
Yes,
and won
yes.
the bronze medal, right? And earned herself like a name of what do you call it? Like 是冰上的蝴蝶.
蝴蝶,
Yeah,
对对对.
butterfly on ice. And also
Right.
like
I think in
Toronto,
that
right?
program, she combined Asian heritage with the sports that has originally come from the West and shows the combination of cultural and shows incredible artistic expression. It's very impressive.
Now I'm curious, Li Wei, that like for you as a music teacher, 你作为一个音乐老师，你会教学生，然后有的时候会 train them to compete at different sort of like guitar exams or like piano competitions，会帮他们去不同的音乐乐器的这种比赛，或者是竞演，或者是考级。那你觉得他们是用一个固定的曲子来演奏比较好呢，还是说作为老师，你会希望他们有不同的曲目，但是在同一个难度来进行演绎呢？
事实上，如果
As
说
a
音
matter
乐
of
考级
fact,
的话，
to
它都会有一定量的
compete
曲
for
目库
grades of the music,
然后是
we
你在考每
usually
个不同
have
层级的
a
时候
music pool
你从中去选。
for you to
而且
choose from.
不是只选一首或者是两首，它只有
It-
比如说有
There
练
is
习曲、有乐曲、
more than
有奏
one
鸣曲，
episode
然后有
for you
和
to
弦曲等
choose.
等不一样的曲式。
For
这个
example,
曲式就好像
there can be
相
a
当于我们的
variety of
写文章的
music
不同的题材
styles
一
you
样。
can choose from. It's like
那
different writing styles if
运
you
动好
want
像据
to
我了解，
write an
滑它会也
article.
有自由滑呀，等等等等，就是不一样的。
For my understanding,
表现
the
形
figure
式
skating
而
also
且对于
includes
选曲也
different
是不一样的，据我了解。
skating forms.
所以这里面其实也有相
So
通的地
it
方。
involves
只要你
different
是在
styles.
跟竞技有关，或者是
It,
跟
so music
评
has
测有关
similarity
你就
with
需要
sports.
在它
If
的
it
框
is
架里
for
面去做
competition
你自己的
purpose,
发挥。
then you should choose
I guess
the
it
music
might be
that fits
different
in
for
this
different
purpose.
people involved in figure skating. 我觉得可能对于不同的人参与到花滑里面来说，可能是不一样的。Maybe for the judges, it's easier if you have the same type of music. 对裁判来说，如果大家都用同一首曲目来演绎的话，那他们可能会比较好打分。
没错。
But then for figure skaters or for like audiences, when we're tuning in to watch TV, maybe we prefer to listen to different
Yeah.
music, right?
Yeah, we can see diversified performances and make the whole competition more enjoyable to the audience.
Right. It's almost like Olympic Games is about like competition. It's about
Right.
like what do you call it? Competing who's better at particular skill. But it's also became a very televised event, right?
Yeah,
Like people
yes.
tune into it once every 4 year, waiting to see their favorite athletes on TV. 所以就是它变成一个非常电视化的 event 的时候，除了可能是看运动员他们本身的这个运动技能，同时它也是对我们 audience 或者是对这个 figure skater 来是一个表演的机会，我们观赏的一个机会。对, now talking about this year's figure skating program, my colleague Li Zhao was at the ladies free skate program on Thursday evening, and now she's online with us to share with us her experiences there. So, hello Li Zhao, 你听得到吗? Enjoy the program at the Thursday event, the ladies free skate program. Tell us about it.
Right, we see a lot of kiss and cry ice competition. We know that the gold medalist Anna Shcherbakova, she was so great on the competitions, and I felt so proud just because I talked to her actually before the Olympics. I don't know if you guys still remember, but as for her, you know, the girl still from the ROC, Russia Olympic Committee, which is Sasha Chusova as well as Kamila Valieva. Unfortunately, they got silver medal, which I still think is pretty good. And Kamila got on the 4th place. And I think there's something, you know, the little girls, because one of them is actually 17-year-old and the other one is 15-year-old. And I think they both burst into tears. I think there was a lot of pressures on the little girls, and for Sasha especially, she cried really heavy, and she said, everyone has a medal, everyone has, but I don't. Although she got that silver medal, which I think is great, it's just a lot of pressure for the girls. But as I said, she got silver medal, and the bronze actually go to the Team Japan. So there was, of course, a lot of emotions going on, but I still think it's great that I was able to be there at the scene, seeing them competing on the ice. It was so great of feeling, and you can just hear the skates of them. It's gliding on the ice. You can literally hear the sound along with the music, and it's so beautiful all together.
Right, I'm so jealous of you. But I also wonder, like, there are 25 different girls who performed at the Capitol Stadium. Who impressed you the most?
If you ask me who impressed me the most, that's gotta be Anna, because, you know, she did all those jumps very clean, and it's so solid, and she did it with such grace, and everything is like a dancer, you know, with the music that she had along with her dance. It's like a fairy. I don't even know how to describe it. And along with her costumes as well, it shows that she's a little princess on ice. But it really surprised me because she looks like a little Barbie doll, but on ice she's like the queen with all her emotions and the ice. And you know that this girl is gonna win big.
Right, she did take home the gold. But I'm wondering, what's your thought on her music selection for her free skate program?
And we're talking about music selection at this time. Actually, I did some research. The music she danced to it was actually called The Master and Margarita, and also one of Mozart's style. It had a really strong start, and then you can just tell that Anna's the official expression, it turns to something really strong. Like, you can barely imagine a girl of a 17-year-old can get that kind of a strong look to you. And then I think it sort of changed in the middle part into a very joyful music, and then it changes again. So I think the music selection really suits Anna a lot. Despite of her, you know, face like a baby doll, she can still get you that kind of strong power. And another thing is, I think Anna is such a talented skater, is that a lot of people do the jumps and you can just feel it. It's just on purpose, right? It's not doing with the music. But for Anna's jumps, it blends in so well with the music, and it feels like it's just...
I know that you've also had the chance to talk with some of the ice dancers. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
right? And then we're talking about ice dance. Ice dance is actually one of the disciplines within figure skating. And although both of them, of course, figure skating stresses a lot about the music, right? You gotta dance to it. It's called figure skating. That's gotta be some art part to this whole process. But for ice dance, it stresses a lot more about the dance part. As for figure skating in general, it really focuses more on the techniques, the jumps, right? The lutz, the quad jumps, or the toe loop, stuff like that. Ice dance couple or ice dance duo, I talked to Liu Xinyu and Wang Shiyue. They are super talented Chinese athletes as well as artists. Their music selection impressed me as well. I remember their final one was actually the one, it's the background music of Kung Fu Panda. So it has a lot of the Chinese elements and their costumes as well. And it blends in the music, like I said, so well, and their facial expression really goes well with the music. So I think that really impressed me a lot as well.
Thank you so much, Li Zhao. Hope you keep yourself warm out there and then don't work too hard. Have some fun. 好的，那现在 turning back to figure skating and its music selection, we know that in the Winter Olympic Games, we have seen a lot of tremendous changes in terms of the music being used by the figure skaters. So previously, some of the commonly known or really, really popular music were mostly musicals or like classical music, as we talked about, like Andrew Lloyd Webber, Hans Zimmer, and then Antonio Vivaldi. But then this year's men's free skate program in particular, we've seen a lot of variety and a lot of changes. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? What sort of like new possibilities do you think these changes in music can open up for the skaters? 就是对于音乐的变化，你觉得对于选手的这个表现力啊，或者是他们的这个展现力，会有一些什么样子的新的可能性？可能以前我们更多的会听到一些传统的这个 musical， 就是音乐剧，比如说歌剧《魅影》，或者是说这个电影的曲目，像那个 Gladiator 决斗士这样子的，或者是很经典的莫扎特呀，或者是这个 Antonio Vivaldi，这样子的歌曲。但今年的男生的花滑的节目就音乐非常的丰富多彩，所以你们觉得这样子的变化会有怎么样新的可能性呢？对于选手来说，对于花滑来说，
对花滑本身也是我自己比较喜欢的一个冬奥会的项目。
Figure skating is one special program I like about Winter Olympics.
视觉效果
It's a feast for the eyes.
有特点，然后
it is very features for the eyes, and it has many demonstration forms. So I think to enrich the variety of the music episodes, music selection for the players helps to further expand the glamour of the music. I think in the beginning you may start with some classics, and then you go to light music and ethical folk music and the pop music. And then gradually you opt for the jazz music. That's a fresh new experience for us. And people never choose this kind of music before. And when one player sits on stage, and if you choose music for the black people, and it will be so fresh.
近30年的历史上面第一位来自墨西哥的这个男生，然后呢，他可能不是技术最佳的，他叫 Donovan Carrillo， 对 Donovan Carrillo， 但是他带来的这个曲目呢，是一个由拉丁美洲背景的乐手演奏的，叫 Black Magic Woman， 所以呢，他真的是把他家乡的这种音乐文化带到现场上面，然后给观众很不一样的一种体验。那你的看法呢
？Well, I noticed that a lot of skaters chose music with lyrics. And like the Sweden athlete Nikola Majarov, he chose the sound naming the Sound of Silence by Disturbed, a super rock band from Chicago, and which is also a very familiar song to us. And I watched his performance. He spins, jumped at the climax of the music, and the lyrics perfectly matches his dance moves. And the show is very impressive to me, and I can see that he's skating with heart, and he expresses intensive emotion and strong energy, and I enjoyed that show a lot.
Now, like she mentioned about using musics with lyrics, actually this was a new change to the music selection for figure skating and Winter Olympics too, because prior to 2018, before the Pyeongchang Games, actually the music were only instrumental musics were only allowed for the figure skating programs. So this new change actually opened up new possibilities. 比如说昨天晚上我看的一场双人滑的短节目比赛，就是中国的一对选手，他们是用了一首短节目的 program 一般都比较短嘛，然后他们前半部分是用了一首 classical music， 然后呢后半部分他接的好像是我印象当中好像是 Rihanna 的一首 No More No More No More 那个，然后就是把整个氛围从前面的可以非常优美的这个滑在冰上的带到一个快节奏，然后把力量给释放出来，所以就短短的可能4-5分钟的一个 program 就很不一样的表现力。那他们的表现也是非常的好，赢得了全场第5。所以呢，我觉得这样子的这种音乐的结合，可能真的是可以打开很多的这种可能性。
有一种穿越的感觉，对吧？从几百年前的古典音乐、
like you are traveling through time, traveling from classic music to the modern and pop music. So it's quite a different experience, a different audio experience.
突然就换装，然后换音乐，有一个变奏，这样子就是很刺激。我觉得可能 not just for the performers themselves, but also for the judges, the viewers. It's something very like it's a visual event. It's all about like the performance aspect, but also like the techniques is important as well. Right. So I know you have another song prepared for us. 你还有另外一首歌。
对，我们刚刚有聊到，其实运动员有时候会选取他们自己国家的一些民族的
The players can choose some music of their own nationality. So today I also bring a piece of music with the Chinese style.
这个我可能需要看一下词儿。
I may need to refer to the lyrics.
轻轻落在我掌心，静静在掌中结冰，相逢是前世注定，痛并把快乐尝尽。明明话那么含情，假装那只是叮咛， 累积，也不能相信，此生如纸般薄命。我慢慢地听雪落下的声音，闭着眼睛幻想它不会停，你没办法靠近，却不是太薄情，只是贪恋窗外好风景。我慢慢地品雪落下的声音，仿佛是你贴着我脚轻轻睁开了眼睛，漫天的雪无情，谁来陪这一生好光景？谁来陪这一生好光景？
太好听了 I'm almost in tears, you
very
know.
soft and very beautiful.
I
The
can,
sound
I mean,
of the
such
falling
moving
snow.
music, 我可以就是能想象得到 like after the skaters skate on ice and accompanying to their music, why they cry, why they can come into tears, right? 真的是会让人有很感动的这种感觉，不单只是你的音乐配上，假设说配上了滑冰的话，就是真的非常的触动人心。
是的，音乐，为什么运动员需要有时
Why
候上场
do
前
the
听听音乐
skaters
可能有时候他特别
need to
紧
listen
绷，他需要
to
听一
music
首
before they
放松的
get on the
轻音乐
site? Because
钢琴
music
小提
is
琴
soothing.
可能他觉得自己
It
调
helps
动
them
不起情绪的时
relax
候，他会听一些
and
电子音乐。摇滚乐
they
对吧
can
去
refer
激发
to
自己的
some
状态
music
所以音乐
for
真的可以让人情绪
make it
产生起伏
easier for them
He
to
can read my
play.
mind because he knows what we're going to talk about next. Really? That is actually what we're going to talk about next. How music boosts athletic performance and helps the athletes to perform better. 所以正好你是可以读我的想法的。我们正好要讨论这个话题，音乐怎么样帮助这个运动员有更好的表现，更加的这个状态。So we've seen that for this year. Actually, I thought like music was only related to figure skating in winter sports. 就是只是跟可能花样滑冰会有一些关联。But actually, when I was watching the free skiing events and the slopestyles or like the snowboarding events, there were actually a lot of music going on. Not just like on site, you can hear in the commentaries that there are like live music being performed by DJs, right? And also like athletes themselves, they tune into music before they go down their slopes. So why do you think music is such a crucial part to these sort of extreme sports or like winter sports? 为什么对冰雪这种运动音乐是有比较紧密的关联的呢？
I think similar to the on-site DJ that need to heat up the event, all those athletes also need to heat up themselves before the game. By listening to their favorite tones, they can get into the mood for a better performance and to show extreme skills. And I think music can help the athletes to draw their attention away from the feelings of fear or nervous and to concentrate on the techniques they want to accomplish during the game. 我认为那个音乐可以帮助运动员更多的集中注意力，然后能够完成他们想完成的技术动作。
对 I wonder what sort of music do you guys listen to when, say, you're exercising or working out? 你们在锻炼或者做运动的时候会听什么样子的音乐？跟我们分享一下你们的歌单。
如果我的话，我个人，比如说在跑步的时候
When I do
会
sports,
听
when
一
I
些比
was
较慢
running,
速的电子
I
音乐。
prefer some slow electronic
在热
music
身可能或者是你在慢跑的
because
时候
that
你
helps
在
me
做有氧
warm
的时候
up.
不一定速度要多快。
And when I take some
但是那个
oxygen
你的
exports,
频率，你的
your move frequency need to be in parallel, and you need to adjust your breath. So you need some slow music. But if you do some hard sports and you work out very hard, you need some powerful music, like the rock and roll.
When I'm doing my workout in the gym, I would like to listen to the songs that has strong and steady beats. It can make me feel like I can pedal or run into the beat of the music while I'm doing my cycling or running, or as well as doing my strength trainings. So like, for example, Faded, the song Faded from Alan Walker. I love the song very much when I'm doing my physical exercises. And it seems like that music can help me to more adherence to my exercise program and to relieve my bored as well.
So, right. So we have some comments from our international viewers, and they are wondering what particular song is that? You said Alan
Walker.
Alan Walker,
yeah.
right?
Faded.
Faded. Do you want to sing a few lines for her?
The beat is like dun 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 dun.
It's very motivational,
right? Do you know that song?
就是很大，会比较大气的那种感觉。
对，就很有节奏感，然后会有那种古典的那个感觉。
And for my song, I listen to Jolin Tsai's "Don't Stop, Never Give Up" while I do my run, right? Because I had to do like a 5-kilometer run every Friday back in high school, and it was very tormenting. So I think the lyrics really helped me get through that drill. Yeah, and we have
cheer you up.
Cheer me up, definitely. And we have another comment by our viewer. 他说你的音乐弹得非常非常的棒。
谢谢。
我们还能听到再多吗？在这个 trip 里面？
如果说还有时间的话，后面
If we have time, I can play
再玩一玩。
Okay.
More episodes.
Okay. And Richard Chang from Facebook says, music is the booster of performance. We totally agree. 真是我们的一种能量，就是兴奋剂这种天然的兴奋剂。And 还有一个 viewer 说，这个题材选得很好，结合了当下的冬奥会与音乐，同时向世界展示了中国高铁技术和这个5G 的技术。Thank you. 好的。Now, thank you for your comments. And then, for our last topic of the day, I mean, like, music has been very nurturing for the athletes. 对他们来说，真的是非常的提供了很多的能量。但是同时呢， This Winter Olympic Games has been a lot of inspirations for musicians, composers, and artists. 这是一个反哺的过程，就是那个运动员从这个过程获取很多力量，听音乐的时候，但同时呢，冬奥会也给了很多音乐人、很多艺术家、很多这种创作的灵感。And then CGTN has a series of music productions related to the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. And today we're going to show you some of the highlights. 我们一同来欣赏一个这个 CGTN 制作的一些音乐相关跟冬奥相关的这些作品。我们来看一下。 Right, so I'm wondering what are your thoughts on that music video we've just seen? 你们对这个 music video 的感想是什么？
我觉得特别的有活力。
I think it's very energetic. It makes you feel you're young.
里面的这个作者也是在
And I noticed that the
我刚刚是关注到
composer,
there were lots of athletes,
the owner of the music,
运动员
showed his face in the episode.
是的，给人很有朝气的感觉，很有活力的感觉。
So much energy.
那你呢？
Well, I think it's a kind of mix of the elements from different part of the world, like drum, keyboards, string music, and also electronic music, etc. So it's very novel music.
Right, it's actually slightly different than what I would imagine that would typically be winter related. It has a lot of like electronic component, as you said, and it's very young, 非常的年轻有活力，跟我想象的会挺不一样的。
是的。
I guess it's because like I mean 我这一次看冬奥会的这个感受呢是 there's so many young athletes on site 很多年轻的运动选手 they're just 17 and 18 所以我觉得这个 is filled with like energy and vibrancy to it right and
00后
真的
it's born
like
after
不
the
可思议
2000.
So, 你觉得我们有可能在节目的最后再来欣赏一段你的这个歌吗？
可以，没问题。
Yes, I can play
我
one
想一
more
想，我构
piece.
思一下，好不好？
你想一
But
想，
let me
好的
think.
好，3, 2, 1。
我们刚刚听了有关这个民族的，
I have played
然后
about
呢
the folk
听了
music
这个我自己特别喜欢的一个歌手李健老师的
and
歌。
another episode
那接下来我
from
们
my favorite singer Li Jian in China.
唱一首，既然我带了吉他，我们就唱一首
And
民谣吧。
my last
好，好吗？
piece is about a folk music.
他发现孤独的人准备动身，于是就祷告着黄昏，直到夜里他转头听见悲伤的呜咽，一个善良的女子，长发垂肩，她已跟随黄昏来临，翠绿的衣裳在炉火中化为灰烬，升起火焰一直烧到黎明，一直到那女子推开门离去，她自言自语，在离这儿很远的地方，有一片海滩，孤独的人他就在海上乘着船帆。如果你看到他回到海岸，就请你告诉他你的名字，我的名字莉莉安。
谢谢 Thank you so much. And with
The song
that,
is
I would
about
like to
Lily
wrap
Ann.
up this today's program. And before we go, I will leave you with a rap song produced by CGTN. It's called I See It All. So let's take a look.
faster, higher, stronger, together. Faster, higher, stronger, together. 只有一个地方你能找到我 ，To the top。机会挑战重重难度大，脚步丝毫没停下。睁大了瞳孔看着我，不断的在想到，在进化我看不到你的怀疑在哪？就每日每首机会在不被随手，那胜利的美就满足我的胃口。我们尊重对手，你到来时我右手守护我的尊严，再去掉狗的美容。一个接一个的头衔，不断的超越一往无前，速度快的就像那闪电，在空中画出完美弧线。别认为这是我的弱项，这是个天才当个铺垫，不曾低落过。这震动之声都是触电，赛道就在我脚下，迎风起飞不回头。月落门大鱼儿不只想在湖里游，孤独的勇者在黑夜之中独立走，吹响了号角，志同道合一起走。钢铁般的意志不是谁都能达得到，研究的铁骨，狂风暴雨达不到，超越着自我极限不是谁都能达得到。大雪和冰雹达不到，洒下的每一颗汗水 ，Yeah steady low， 滑落的每一滴眼泪 ，Yeah steady low，Oh steady low，Yeah steady low，Together for a shared future，steady low。鼓着你的思想不息，代表你也代表我，爱需要传承下去，那就是刻逐渐被打破。凛冬将至落，我会成为冰雪上面的舞者，是失去过才会靠我双手重新去拾得，种种努力都值得，点燃火种那一刻，过往的人间都值得，眼前变更清澈，角色奋斗之后望着傲然心态，傲然挺立的姿态，他们格外青睐。我享受着自由，往前走得成熟，落地的瞬间你只看到了我的辉煌成就，体会不了少数的沉痛，那肩上扛起的沉重，坚持的理由是我的心中承载着冰雪之梦，雪花是你我之间桥梁部分那一国，语言也不能阻断那燃烧的星星之火。Free for myself, do for yourself, keep a hand up， 要记住 face 是你最坚硬的 back up， 钢铁般的意志不是谁都能达得到，研究的铁骨，狂风暴雨达不到，超越着自我极限不是谁都能达得到，大雪和冰雹达不到，洒下的每一颗汗水 Yeah steady low， 滑落的每一滴眼泪 Yeah steady low，Oh steady low，Yeah steady low，Together for a shared future，steady low。
Order combined is a two-part sport. It consists of ski jumping and cross country. Bravo.
Omar Khan, CGTN, Jiangjiakou, Hebei Province.
This is one of the most complex and symbolic venue of the 2022 Winter Olympics, and for ski jumpers around the world.
You can make it.
钢铁般的意志不是谁都能达得到，研究的铁骨，狂风暴雨达不到，超越着自我极限不是谁都能达得到，大雪和冰雹达不到，洒下的每一颗汗水 Yeah